Oh, a bloody decapitated goat left outside Mir's home in Yakima County.
Mm.
Ah.
Mm. Hello, and welcome to Co-op the Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse.
And I'm your host, Raven. Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, and we're here for another episode of our podcast, episode 20-something.
22?
I want to say it was 23, but
I
yeah.
want to say it's 23. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, see, 23 and me.
You're right. Yeah, and me.
Give us money.
Yeah, no.
That's we say that a lot. That's really like
And
our
nobody's
catchphrase.
given us
Nobody's given us any money.
money.
But we can still ask. So 23andMe, if you're listening and you want that free sponsorship that we just gave you.
Yeah. We know how white we are because we took 23 of me.
I'm pretty racially diverse, so I don't appreciate that.
So welcome to our podcast. This episode is going to be about, this is our part 2 of our E3 2019 coverage. You're here for breaking news. You're not really going to get it because it's
we're just giving our opinion on what happened like a week ago. Yeah. But prior to that, we'll kick it off with some announcements.
Yes.
So, as you guys know, if you follow us, we have a t-shirt contest.
Yes.
We are giving out free t-shirts every week to somebody, whoever likes our posts. We're looking for people that follow us back.
Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or else you can't really win. Because what's the point? Because liking something's easy. Following us forever is eternal. So follow us.
We appreciate you following us and liking our stuff, interacting with our stuff, and we are sending t-shirts to those group of people. So for this week, it was the Lucky Rogue on Instagram.
Jackie on Instagram. She's amazing. Always kind of promotes what Co-op the Podcast is doing, and she makes dice, and she's really into tabletop gaming and D&D. So I think if you're into those things, you should 100% follow her. Plus, she's absolutely gorgeous. Not that that means that you should follow her, because we don't base merit on attractiveness, but she's wonderful, and you should follow her.
Right. But if you're looking for some cool dice,
they're
as Raven said, she makes them.
Yeah, they look so beautiful.
I think I saw some like glow-in-the-dark ones at one point.
Yeah.
On her page that were pretty cool.
Buy some. I'm going to buy some.
Yeah. They're fun dice to keep around and stuff like that. So
guess what color shirt she got?
Oh, what color?
Guess.
Yellow?
Nope.
We've given away a lot of black. A lot of people like black. So did she get black?
Yeah. I think that's the
We've given away
obvious.
A yellow, though.
No, we haven't. We've only
I
given
swear
away
to God,
green.
we've given away a yellow.
Green. We gave away, I think, one green and one, or everything else has been black.
Yeah, well, okay.
And I think that speaks volumes of our followers.
Yeah, people like black.
Yeah.
It goes with everything.
Yeah.
Another announcement. Raven was on Scraticus.
Yes, I'm on Scraticus Academies from now on until the end of this season, which is like at the end of July. On Thursdays on their Fading Footsteps campaign. You can follow us on there, me, Araki, and Kuma, and then all of our other buddies.
Yes, and Coop, our Co-op the Podcast official character.
Yes, he's an NPC in the game, and he's amazing, and you guys should definitely go check out the game. So it's on Twitch, twitch.tv/Scraticus, which is SCRATTICUS. We post it on our social media before we go live. It comes on 7:30 Pacific Standard, 10:30 Eastern Standard, but it's also VOD on YouTube, so we'll post those when they are available as well. It's so much fun. I'm having a great time. I love playing Dungeons and Dragons, so
yep,
come watch.
It's great, yeah. And then also you'll be on another campaign, right?
Yes, a one-shot that's happening June 22nd, so this comes out on Tuesday. That's this Saturday night. You know you ain't got nothing to do. Come watch me play D&D at, I believe, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm playing a really cool cleric because I love clerics. And that's all I want to ever play.
Yeah. So definitely check out our social media for more updates on those or for easy links to click and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. All on Scraticus, and we love Scraticus. So definitely go follow them on Twitter at Scraticus, like I spelled it before, _.
Yep. Cool. And then I think we should move into hotcakes. I think this next one is really more of a hotcake.
It is a hotcake. I didn't mean it to be an announcement because that means like we're announcing it for the world. But remember, a couple of episodes ago, we talked about how there was, I think it was the episode with Ginny.
And this is local news.
We will say
to us in the Seattle area.
But it's crazy, y'all. It's so the cat killer.
We want to make sure we talk about it because if it becomes more of a real thing, then we'll be on like the cutting edge of like talking about this budding serial killer from the beginning.
So the cat killer is back, guys. We talked about it, and I think the Game of Thrones episode where there's this guy, we believe is a guy, kind of, I mean, we're profiling.
Yeah, we're doing all the, profiling people tend to do. So probably like, white male and they're
white
like...
male, teenage, has been killing cats.
Maybe early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s, has been killing cats. Usually, I believe he's been, and I mean, guys, trigger warning for sure, but he's been skinning cats alive and killing them and then leaving them on the doorstep of their owner. So he's like watching them, and he knows what cat belongs to who, and he's been leaving them for the owners. This time, his MO is kind of changed. I think maybe he was like, because he hasn't done it in a while, he was like scrounged for time, and so he decapitated
Or
the
it's
cat.
not the same person.
Or it couldn't
That's
be
the other
not
thing,
the same
right?
person. But if it isn't, then Jesus Christ, I mean, what is wrong with the world? We have two cat serial killers. But basically, he decapitated the cat, and I believe also removed one of the legs of the cat and left it on the owner's door.
Yeah.
Crazy. What is wrong
right,
with the world?
And did we ever answer where? I remember I think Richard asked the question. He was like, did this happen like nearby? Or
well, no, yeah, and it was in, I think we said it at that time where it was like, it was started in Tacoma.
No, not like, but this most recent one, where did it happen?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. Like, I know, like, it started down south from us here. Like, Tacoma area is a little bit south of us here. Guys, in the Seattle area, for anybody who's not familiar, you can pull up Google Maps. But they've been moving north, and they've been getting... and I think even, like, most recently, as far as we knew before they stopped, they were in Seattle. So, where this most recent one is, maybe that'll give us an idea of where they are.
I don't have that information.
Yeah, and that's fine. This isn't a huge, like, we're not trying to cover this for a long time.
Yeah. When you put serial killer in Seattle, a lot of other things pop up.
Did you just type decapitated cat Seattle?
Okay, that's a good one.
He might not even be a serial killer. Might just be a person that doesn't like cats.
It seems like there's a lot of, a bloody decapitated goat left outside Mears' home in Yakima County. Florida man decapitated by a helicopter. Yeah, I'm not getting much. So I can't remember.
It don't matter.
I think I saw it on Twitter, and I found it on the Seattle My Favorite Murder group, I think.
Yeah. Either way, it happened again. We're gonna keep tabs on it. It'd be kind of cool if there was a serial killer to talk about.
It's not cool, but it is kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I like
it's not
true
cool.
crime. It's not cool that this person is killing cats. It's not cool when people kill people either.
Yeah. But either way, very interesting. They've been dormant for, a few months or whatever.
Yeah, a couple months.
Maybe it's the same person too. We don't really know.
Not international,
like
but it got national news in like August.
Yeah.
So, and there was some stuff going on since then.
Yeah. So we'll bring it back up if it happens again, if you guys are interested. And we'll try and, keep up with the case the entire time. But anyways, keeping on with some crime stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of a crimey thingy, private investigator sort of stuff. Just wanted to give a few more hotcakes out on what's going on Netflix right now. But Jessica Jones is back. Season 3 is available now for all of you to watch out there. And I guess this is the final, like, Marvel thingy.
On Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix.
We don't know.
Yep. If they come out with more, I'll be really surprised. But
I know.
This should be it. But yeah, more Netflix stuff. 4th of July release of Stranger Things. Countdown. We're less than a month away. Mm-hmm. So, as we all wait for Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's like in 2 weeks.
To come out, yeah. So, that one I think is probably the thing everybody's most excited about coming out on Netflix soon. So, yeah, just wanted to update everybody. Keep them up to date on that stuff.
Think people
Entertainment,
are pretty,
hotcakes.
Know when Stranger Things is coming out. But we're probably going to do a straight up Stranger Things episode after that comes out, detailing how we feel about the new season. And we should probably go back and rewatch the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we need to rewatch, I think, everything and then do it. But yeah, those just cover our hotcakes, just to throw out some stuff that's not video game related, since the rest of our theme
is one giant hotcake.
Right. And it's just all about video games and stuff, just in case you're more interested in the Netflix piece of it. But here we go, on to our theme.
Okay, so E3 was last week, ended, I believe, on Thursday.
Yep.
And if you didn't listen to episode 22, which is part 1, these obviously, you don't have to listen to that one. But if you want more gaming news, you can listen to that one first. We're going to kind of touch on a couple of things that we talked about.
Yeah, because I think, we covered EA, the Star Wars thing and some stuff like that. But
and from Pokemon Direct.
Yeah.
But we got
there are a few things
Nintendo.
Extra.
Yeah.
We won't go in depth on those, but there's some extra stuff.
Right. Exactly.
But speaking of Nintendo.
Yeah,
let's start there.
Yeah, for sure. We got some really cool announcements this Nintendo. The internet is abuzz.
Yeah. So the first one being Breath of the Wild 2. Which we didn't finish 1.
Yeah, I thought you had played it all the way through, though.
No, not all the way through.
No, you haven't played it all the way through?
I played for a little bit, and then I got... this is our problem with Switch, is I can never be focused on the Switch long enough to...
Yeah.
Play
Maybe
the game all the way through.
While we're watching Supernatural now.
Oh, Supernatural, by the way, we're in season
9.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And this is what I said.
anymore.
They should have stopped earlier.
And this is the stuff we haven't seen. Anyways, we'll talk about Supernatural
when we finally get
when we finish. But we should play. I'll play Breath of the Wild. I haven't. I never finished Let's Go Eevee. I should probably do that. Finish Legends and stuff.
We should finish out some stuff on the Switch. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, definitely, I'm excited about the idea that they're, continuing a story. And,
right, exactly.
Everybody loves Zelda games. I mean, I have struggled to get through them recently, but I still own them all.
Right, exactly. I'll say, so growing up, a lot of people have this connection to Legend of Zelda because when they were growing up, it was a game that they definitely played. My family didn't have Nintendo growing up. We only had Sega and PlayStation. So I never got to play it. That's why I'm so connected to I love Street Fighter. I love Mortal Kombat. I love Final Fantasy games. I love Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. But I do not have that connection with Legend of Zelda. So when these games come out and everybody is super pumped about them, I feel left out because I'm I'm just not connected to it at all. So maybe if I play Breath of the Wild, maybe I'll
you can get into it. Yeah,
I know you tried to get me to play
Ocarina
of Time,
and they have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask available for download on the Switch.
I think we already have them both downloaded on the Switch, so maybe that's
quite possibly.
What I'll do.
So
maybe I'll play it.
Maybe that.
Maybe
yeah,
I'll
maybe
play
that's
it
a good
on
way
Twitch.
to do it. Yeah.
Can you connect your Switch to Twitch? I feel like it's just you have to Switch and Twitch. I mean,
I don't know that. And see, this is how far behind we are on
technology
Switch
in general,
news. But I don't know that they have an app you can stream from like they do on Xbox and PlayStation.
Right.
But you can probably get a capture card and we could do something like that. But
right.
But anyways, yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out. So far, everything on it looks really good. Continues
exactly.
a lot of like the graphics on Breath of the Wild were of course good. And stuff like that, especially for a handheld console and stuff. The art style, we like it.
Right, exactly. I think it's really cool that you're seeing, because I feel like at the beginning of Breath of the Wild, from what I have seen, you're playing specifically as Link. In this one, it's definitely Link and Zelda, so I'm wondering if you're going to be able to Are you going to be playing as Link, or are you going to get to play as Zelda?
You never really play as any other character other than
Besides Link
in any of the Zelda games.
If they let you do that.
I mean, maybe this might be like the first one where it kind of does that. It's going to be like a continuation of the story and stuff. Like Zelda, she does her own thing while Link is off doing his thing, right?
Right, exactly.
And maybe they'll let you take over a little bit, but most of the time,
Yeah. It also looks like they're going to bring back Ganondorf. I'm not sure where he went, but I know people are fucking freaking about that.
Yeah, because he's like the other piece of the, Triforce, right? Yeah.
I just made a triangle with my fingers, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'll be really cool. We're excited about it. Does it say the release date on there?
No, it just says it's in development.
Okay, yeah. I know it's supposed to be like, I think I know. It's supposed to be 2020. So, here's the thing about that is like, does that mean, okay, because 2020 is coming up in 6 months. Does that mean we're going to get the game in 6 months? Or does it mean we're going to get the game in a year and 6 months? We don't know.
Probably a year and 6 months, if I have to be honest. All right, let's move on to the next Nintendo news. We're really excited about that.
Because this one was rumored.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
And so we are excited about it.
People were super concerned that it wasn't going to show up. And people were like, but it's been so long. Why haven't we gotten to do that? Or why haven't we gotten any news on that? And it's Animal Crossing. Yep. Animal Crossing is coming out. It's delayed until 2020, March 20th, 2020, which literally March of 2020, it's going down. You're not going to see or hear from the Welch household for a really long time. And
what else is going on in March?
We'll talk about it when we get to it in the rest. But this is one of the many things that they're coming out with. So it's Animal Crossing New Horizons. I love Animal Crossing because it just seems so calming.
Right. Well, it's kind of like the original, like, I don't know. It's sort of like Sims, right? And like you're just sort of in a world that's like kind of playing out around you and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
And it's kind of like that original like calm thing. I think like Stardew Valley and stuff like that have kind of taken the reins recently. And so if Animal Crossing can get kind of a foothold back in, you'll get to live life in the, so I don't know, on a far off island, it looks like.
Yeah, it's like on an island, and it's just good.
It'll be good, but mostly it's great that they're gonna actually stick with it. But yeah,
and so people were really excited. So this game was set to release in 2019, so the end of 2019, but they pushed it until March 20th, 2020 to make it so that the developers and the animators and whatnot can have more time to really focus on the game and make it really great. And they don't want to rush their designers, which is great. I'm glad that the industry is making that stance that its workers are worth more time and that consideration over just getting a game. However, someone posted on Twitter that when they announced that, Nintendo's worth dropped by, like, net worth dropped by millions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so stupid.
No, it makes sense.
It doesn't.
They can't, like, don't make original commitments. That's the real problem, right? Okay, so I'm like, I don't know. Workers, I think workers complain a lot, too, about how they're treated and stuff. And it's like, you're getting compensated for your job, right? Okay. No. So I think there's that stance with it. And it's like, so... that kind of piece of it aside. Well, a lot of these... let me finish here.
Okay.
That kind of piece of it aside, if you think it's going to take longer because your workers can't work more than 40 hours, right? Like, that's reasonable. But they should work really hard those 40 hours. And so you can come up with an actual date.
Right.
That's the real problem here.
Like, these industries that end up chewing up and spitting out developers and artists and things like that.
Right, but a lot of that is because the manager asked the developer, how long is it going to take you to do that? And they say, a couple weeks.
Right. I mean, like,
and then they say,
but it's like, it's usually the developers are going to say, okay, it's going to take me this long to do this. And then a project manager puts all those dates together. But then,
and should add some padding, and then it goes up and says, okay, well, this is the official date. Yeah.
And it's like, no, but we said it was going to take...
Upper management doesn't come down and say 2019. They go with so the project manager's like, okay, you say it's going to take you 2 weeks. I'm going to say it's going to take 3 weeks. I'm going to report that date to upper management.
Are fucked. Project managers should be.
I'm going to take that to upper management. Upper management looks at that 3-week date and says, that is it. They don't add any padding themselves, or they don't think about, it could be delayed. Where at the end of the day, if the developer just said, it's going to take me 4 weeks, the project manager was like, okay, it's going to take 6 weeks. Let me add some padding in there. And then they came out with that date, that would be much better.
Right. I also think, people are human, and I get it if you want these things to come out. I mean, maybe don't release an announce date until it's, through development, and now it's just,
right. But that is where, upper management comes in, because they want the announcement date so that they can affect their stock prices.
And they can start, pre-selling.
Forecasting and stuff like that.
Exactly, and making money on that, and then having that forecasted, and I think that
way they can get money to pay the developers.
Right. Nintendo has money to pay their developers.
No, most of these big financial, or these big institutions are they're running on credit and financing. The money doesn't sit in a bank vault, right?
It should.
Yeah, so it's got to come from somewhere. And
anyways,
it all comes from features.
Treat your developers and your creatives better. Every company.
I think creative should be realistic as well, though. Well, I think that's a huge problem.
I think that you're seeing it from the business standpoint instead of what actually happens. You're
I think you're
always do their job well and yada yada. Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
You're gonna believe the creatives.
No, I feel a lot of times they're
just as human as the business people.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're more human.
No,
because they're not getting millions of dollars. No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
the more money you have makes you more human.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, which we talked about this last week because we got some really cool announcements from them. We got new Pokemon announcements. We got the delivery date, all that jazz. We talked about that in the last episode. I do want to bring up something that people are very, very angry about, which again.
Right, and so we're just adding to the Pokemon stuff, right?
Yeah, we're not going to stay on there for too long. But it looks like in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you're not going to get the full Pokedex. You're only going to get the Pokemon from the Galar region.
Right, so all the new Pokemon.
All the new Pokemon, which is cool.
It's something.
Or whatever Pokemon are just native to that area that could also be the older Pokemon from...
Right, it's basically saying you're not going to get 1 through 1,000, right? I'm just going to say 1,000. There's around 1,000.
You're going to get the ones from 1 through 1,000, and you're not going to get the ones from the last one, which was a more tropical kind of theme, and they had ice Pokemon.
Well, right, so I think what it's going to be is you might get let's just say there's 150 in Galar, which who knows how many, right?
Right.
But say there's 150 native new Pokemon. You might get 200, 300 Pokemon total in the Pokédex available in that region. Rattata will be there, Pidgey will be there, stuff like that, super common stuff.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get a lot of the all the Pokemon. But that's not to say though. So my opinion of this
episode, in the trailer, you're seeing Pikachu and stuff. You're seeing your old Pokemon favorites. You're just not getting probably those super specific.
Yeah, anything that you can reasonably say is okay, common enough to be anywhere. But yeah, my opinion of this whole thing though is that so they're not coming out with them right away.
They're gonna come out with them later.
Yeah, and charge you $20 to expand your Pokédex.
Yeah.
Right. This is the new state of the world, people.
Yeah.
Pay to play.
Give us more money.
Expansion, DLC, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to be. And because I get it would just take a lot of energy to make 1,000 Pokemon.
Right.
To create that and come out with it before the game came out. And you don't need them before the game comes out. So you come out with the ones you need to tell the story. And then you have the other ones and you can say, okay, well, I can charge a little bit extra for it too.
And people are saying sense. So, the reason why is one of the producers said that those Pokemon are the ones from the Galar region. They're focusing on those is so that they could have higher quality animations with them. So I think that also kind of annoyed some fans because they're we've been getting the same Pokemon over and over again, and they've always been the same quality. So why can't you just do that? But this style, I feel of Pokemon Sword and Shield, this style is so different than the ones from the previous Pokemon that, yeah, I could kind of see them wanting to do that. And then releasing
right,
more
this
Pokemon.
is on Switch, too. We're talking like,
right,
it's like a whole new thing. So,
yeah, exactly.
I think if I was willing to bet on this, which I'm not because I don't gamble, but if I were willing to bet on this, I would say, yeah, they're going to come out with some DLC. Maybe not $20, maybe it's like $10. Maybe it's $5 for, $5 adds 100 Pokemon.
Yep.
I don't know. Something like that. But they're going to add them.
Yeah.
They'll add them in there. Shit, they could even add like, take a cruise ship over to this other region and basically, go through all those gyms and all those battles, right? And like,
see, that would be cool.
Yeah. They could add all that sorts of stuff and make a big open world sort of Pokemon thing kind of deal. So anyway, either way, it'll be a fun game. That's our update though. Yeah,
that was it. Now we're going to move on to the next kind of category. Well, no, we have one more.
Project. We can kind of do this along with CD Projekt Red, I think, because they made some announcements. CD Projekt Red is what? Where are they based? Like Norway or something? Sweden or something?
Oh, you're going down there. You're not following our script.
Yeah. It kind of plugs in because they make Witcher 3.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. Perfect.
So that's how I'm just kind of crossing multiple things off the list all at the same time.
All at the same time.
But yeah, so they announced that Witcher 3 is going to come to the Switch.
Yeah.
So Witcher 3 is like, one of the most popular games. Like the whole complete edition or whatever is. I think they're finally coming out with the complete edition, right? Like we bought like, I don't know what, like the Game of the Year edition or something some while back, and we got all the stuff, but they're officially putting a cap on it. The complete edition, nothing else new is going to be updated or whatever.
Right.
For The Witcher 3, and they announced that it'd be on the Switch. So that concludes Nintendo and gets us into CD Projekt Red.
Right.
So we can talk briefly here, because I'm sure everybody's read about it a lot, but Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
The latest game from them, yeah. Which if it's anything like The Witcher, right, so we don't really know what the gameplay is going to be like. Like, I remember they talked about Cyberpunk last year.
Right.
And we didn't know much about it, but everybody super hyped, right?
Right. I know that they have some really cool, and we all know how I feel about these things. They have some really cool, like, character kind of generation stuff that you can do, which a lot of people have talked about and thought was a really cool aspect to the game. I, like you said, don't know much, but there is like some videos online of like actual gameplay. It looks like a shooter.
It's like Cyberpunk Future, right? It's in the name, but it'll be sort of like with like that open world concept, you're chasing things down, sort of like you do in The Witcher, right? Like they'll have the same sort of feel to it, but in the future. It's kind of like how Fallout compares to Elder Scrolls.
Right. It's very similar.
They've taken that sort of jive, right? And so we do know the official release date, April 16th, 2020. So like I said, we talked about this last year and everybody was super hyped about it. Now we're talking about it and Keanu's in it and everything. And like now we officially have a date on when we can expect it.
Right. Exactly.
But we see a little bit more of like, it's a big, future world. Keanu has like this robotic arm, right? So we know like, the technology level is very advanced.
Supposedly, too, besides your character, he has the second most speaking role in the entire game. Keanu Reeves does. So he's in the game a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be super good. So I don't know much about the whole story yet. I don't think we know much about, who's going to be the main baddie and who are we going to kill and stuff like that, right? But
what's the overall game?
Right.
We haven't really looked at it very much, too. We were just like, Keanu Reeves. Okay, cool. I'm here for it.
Right. Us, just like the internet, are all like, oh, hey, Keanu. Hey,
we love you. He's having a moment.
But so on April 16th, though, we're definitely going to get this game. Because, like, Witcher 3 was one of our, like, big games that we love. Like I said, it's the most popular game, I think, still on the Xbox Live Store. It's like the number one bestseller. So we're going to, definitely play it, and we'll keep everybody updated on what we think about it while we're playing it and stuff like that. But I have super high hopes, like everybody else does, and I think it's going to be super fun.
Agreed.
Dystopian future version of the fantasy world, basically, that CD Projekt Red has made. So
Yeah, super excited about it, and it looks really awesome. I'm going to start looking into it more because I really haven't done that enough.
Yeah. But yeah, there'll be like a, play through the main story, and then there'll be a ton of side quests and stuff. So
yes.
That's basically what we're looking at. So
exactly. And you can find that game on the next platform we're going to talk about, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Let's talk
so
about
we can
Microsoft
pigeon back
stuff.
over into that. So Microsoft also had a big announcement, of course.
Yeah, they talked a lot about, just in general, before we head into the games, they talked about their Project Scarlet.
Oh, yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah, and, this game that we're going to talk about is their big project for that. But I think a lot of people were a little disappointed in just kind of that announcement.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't seem to give people what they wanted. So it's understandable. It's another Xbox console. It's going to be called Xbox 2. So
yeah,
that's all we heard about that. But the major project for that.
Yes. So this game is going to be a launch title for the Project Scarlet. So, we're expecting. So this also kind of goes in with the release date of Project Scarlet is expected around the holiday 2020. So a year and a half from now, right?
So that's when we're also going to get.
Which is also expected to be the release date of this game, Halo Infinite.
There you go.
Boom, boom, boom. So it's the 6th game in the Halo series. So it's been, 4 or 5 years, I feel like, since Halo 5 came out.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 years, maybe 6 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Halo 5 came out quite a while ago, and it was not the most exciting of the Halo franchise, I think.
I think everybody hated it.
Yeah, but Halo's been with Xbox since the original Xbox.
Yes.
Right? They've been around the whole time. It's a huge winner for Microsoft.
I think there's a full division on Redmond's campus devoted to Halo. So
right, yeah. I mean, they make a lot of money off Halo. All the games were super great, re-releases and stuff like that. And we are all fans of Halo, but we've been waiting for that next game. And by all accounts, Halo 6 is going to be a game that we will enjoy more than Halo 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, so. It's coming out. We don't know much about it. There's a trailer. All we do know is that it is, like I said, the 6th game in it. So it's continuing the story. So Master Chief is going to be in it. Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to keep on going with his whole thing, which if you don't know the whole story, I encourage you to play those games. But
read the books. There are books.
There are books. Yeah, there are movies and stuff. It's great.
That's lots.
But yeah, it's going to be super cool. And from what I saw too is there's a lot of we're going to get tons of new armors, right? So the armor that Master Chief wears is the Spartan armor, which Spartans are super soldiers, right? And they added the concept of kind of customizing the armor and doing some stuff, but it didn't really do anything besides look different, really.
Right.
Maybe small stuff, right? But I saw we're going to have some real hulking armors that maybe super boost your strength and stuff. I don't know. But we're going to get a lot of armor customization maybe.
Right.
That will actually do stuff. Or we'll probably get a ton of new vehicles too. And, always new guns. So
yeah.
Definitely super excited about it.
Yeah. A lot of people too, in one of the images, just kind of speculating on what the game is about. So in one of the images, Master Chief has a chip on the back of his helmet. And people are trying to figure out what artificial intelligence is that because it's not Cortana. And so...
Well, yeah. Cortana goes crazy.
Yeah. So people are wondering, okay, so what is the new artificial intelligence? Like I've said, I haven't played very much of the Halo franchise. However, I do know a lot of it is kind of set in a dystopian kind of city landscape kind of, right? This one seems to be a little bit more in...
No, so Halos are ring worlds. So they have, environments that are like this, plains, deserts, animals are running around and stuff, whatever. Yeah. And so in the original Halo, you are on a Halo ring world, right? And a lot of the other ones you are too. And you get to go into the mechanics because it's an artificial world. The ring world,
okay. So
right?
that must be what I've been.
So you can go down into the mechanics of the system, right? And you're in this whole alien technology area or whatever.
I think
there's
that's
also some time spent on Earth fighting aliens. So you get to be in that city, which it's a future version of Earth. So yeah, some sort of future, dystopia, sure, type of thing. So your environment throughout the games, this is not The graphics look really great, by the way. But yeah, it looks like they're just on another Halo.
Okay.
Where, we're going to have a bunch of like environmental differences. Yeah, some mountains, some plains, some beaches, some stuff like that. We'll probably get all the alien stuff again too. But like, it'd be great. Like, this Halo might jump us from world to world, right? We might get some more time on Earth. We might do some stuff like that. But one thing I do know, it looks like they're talking about really pushing for this one is going to be the play anywhere thing, where you can like continue your game on Xbox and PC, have like the same save file, same profile.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised too if they're maybe like, hey Sony, you want to really commit to this thing? Here's the code for Halo Infinite. Turn this game into a thing on your platform. Let's go. Right. And you can play against those people. Multiplayer is going to be huge in it, and they're really going to push it. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely super excited about it, and we'll keep people posted on how it goes. But it's a year and a half from now. And like Project Scarlet too, as soon as we get more information on that, we're going to be talking about it. And I'm sure these will go hand in hand. So, but yeah. So, what else from Microsoft? So one I saw that I thought was kind of interesting, which I don't even know if it's going to be a good game, but the Blair Witch game.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when that movie came out.
Yeah, same.
A
wee lass.
Yeah, it was a much talked about movie. Of course, they did the revolutionary style where, like, the victims in this thing were like filming, right? It was all shaky in the woods or whatever.
Yeah.
That was like new, I think, at the time, and that's what made it popular.
At this point, it is not new, overdone, not interesting. But it kind of seems like they may not do something exactly the same, but it does look like it's going to be highly atmospheric. So the environment is always changing and shifting, and it's going to be some jump scares and things like that. So a lot of things that you see from...
like there have been a couple games we've played like that where you're like kind of, ghosts are around and you're just surviving. You're not really like fighting and killing ghosts and like being badass. Right. You're just like running around. Things are jumping out. You're trying to sneak past them, whatever it may be, right? So I think this game will be a lot like that, but like the graphics look pretty good from what we've seen so far. Just like a couple stills.
Right.
So that'll be pretty nice. And I think like it's been long enough. Let's see what Blair Witch shit has to do for us. But we do know like you're the protagonist and you're like trying to save like a little kid lost in the woods or something. And that's pretty much it, right? Like it's not the same story from the movies. It's not like the same group of people, It's like a little kid's lost and you're trying to find him.
Right.
Boom.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I thought that was interesting for the Microsoft announcement. On top of that, okay, so we mentioned before how we wanted to get into like the Lego series of games because we never actually played them.
And they're great co-op games.
Yeah, and supposedly like, they're great co-op games and everybody loves them.
Yes. And
so now, though, Microsoft threw us a bone and announced that they're going to come up with the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga.
Yeah, I'm excited.
There's going to be all 9 movies.
Yeah.
Right? All told in one game, right? So we don't have to go out and buy all the different games or whatever.
Right.
It is like truly the complete movie kind of saga. So excited about that. We're definitely going to check it out because, like I said, we really wanted to try these Lego games, and
this really kind of
puts it in a nice, neat bundle.
In there, yeah.
So what I expect, like, it's going to have the same graphics as the Lego games. I don't think that's really changed much. It's going to look Lego-y.
Yeah.
It's going to have all the gameplay from, all the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get to play as all the different characters and do all the different Lego
Darth
stuff.
Maul, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, Rey. So it really is kind of transcending all of these Star Wars films.
Yeah. So super stoked about it. So let's see how that goes. But short of that, anything else, Microsoft, before we move on? Battletoads.
Battletoads is cool. We saw the Gears 5 trailer.
Yeah.
And
Battletoads
awesome.
is more like, because you remember that meme everybody's like calling You call around and you're like, ask GameStop if they have Battletoads.
No, I've never seen that meme.
It's like a thing, yeah.
Is
I think that's why it's like cool that they're coming out with Battletoads. I don't think Battletoads is a legit like game anybody cares about. I think just,
Now people care about it. And people probably do care about it.
I don't know. Oh yeah, a new flight simulator though. Mm-hmm. That's new. That's been a long time since it came out. And like Microsoft's flight simulator is like, very well received in the community of flight simulators. Like it's supposed to be very top notch and stuff like that. So and this is an old game at this point, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, I think they use it for like professional training and stuff, right? So this new one should be pretty dope. Yeah. And I would not be super surprised if it had like some really cool like SpaceX stuff in it, you know, and things like that. So, yeah. But okay. So moving on though, I think that's about it for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got what else?
We got some cool 2K stuff.
Yeah.
One of them being, so they came out with a Borderlands 2 DLC. And that particular one is supposed to bridge the gap between what happens in Borderlands 2 and what happens in Borderlands 3. And it's completely free to play. So if you have Borderlands 2, you can play that DLC. We haven't started playing it because this week has been super hectic. But hopefully I'm going to start playing it this upcoming week when I have some extra time. And give you guys a full review on our blog, and we'll talk about it here in the podcast. Because what is my favorite game of all time?
Borderlands, yeah.
So, and then we also got a new Borderlands 3 trailer, and people got to play Borderlands 3 at E3. So, obviously...
Right, and I'm actually looking at this thing right now that I think is pretty cool. It's like, they're like... early verdicts, right, for people who got to play, and they're like, inventory management is kind of a pain as a negative.
Oh, well, that was always, I feel like, a pain.
I'm like okay, yeah, interesting, yeah.
You have to pay Iridium to get, like, more
inventory slots, yeah.
And so, I mean, kind of always.
Yeah, I just like people got that in depth that able to like kind of render that opinion. You know what I mean?
Of guns in any game, literally ever. So I believe that entirely. You probably are just like picking up guns for like fucking days, and you got to make it to a vending machine to like sell them. Or
well, yeah. And then the question is like, do you want to keep that gun? It's like borderline. Like this stat's better, but yeah.
So I could definitely see that being a problem. Is it a problem I'm so willing to have? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, yeah. I just like I said, I think it's interesting that people got to play it that much to make that opinion. Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely will look super good.
Looks great.
It maintains, again, the style. Like, style is important to maintain, but it does look like they improve the graphics along with maintaining the style.
Yeah. The cool thing is you're also getting, like, all these different world environments, which, like... In the old game, it was very much, in the older games, there wasn't very much, like, tech, like high tech, until you get to the Hyperion areas, which are very late game. So I'm wondering when you get to see, like, these really cool, like, cyberpunk-esque environments that you get to kind of go through. So I'm excited about that. It does look like it's a lot of the... old and just updating it, which that is what we want. I know a lot of people, when it was originally coming out, people were complaining that it's just the same game that we've been getting before, and it's like, yeah, fans want that. We just want that. Just keep giving us that, please. So that seems to be kind of what you're getting. We get to see more gameplay of the actual playable characters, which I'm very pumped for, because I mean, there's so many fun things that you get to play. Like, you get to play, like...
Well, yeah, they really encourage you to, like, play through multiple times, basically.
Yeah, which is my favorite part. Like, you get, like, the Zero-S character that has, like, a hologram that they get to, like, put out, which... I wasn't great at playing Zero, so I'm excited for this character because maybe I'll be better at playing it.
Yeah.
You get a Siren who's very focused on melee, which I think is really cool because in the last game, it was either Zero for melee or it was the Psycho
DLC later,
PC that you get to play, which I forget what his name is. But you get to play him, and I wasn't great with Zero, but I was a little bit better at playing the Krieg. Krieg is his name.
Yep, there you go.
You get to, or I was better at playing Krieg, so that's going to be exciting that you get to bring that in with a siren, so I'm excited about that. You get to play this mech, which of course is going to be badass, like this character that uses mech and tech. Like before you get Gage, who uses a robot and throws it out and then it fights for you. This one you're actually in a suit, so that's totally different.
Well, yeah, and I think like in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, you got to play as who's the like sidekick guy to Handsome Jack. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Wilhelm.
Mm-hmm. And you got some like, so you got to upgrade him where he got like some like robot pieces, and you got kind of like, and then your like super was to do something sort of similar to that.
Yeah, and that was really cool.
So it's sort of like a combo of the two.
Yeah.
Is what it'll be. It'll be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and this one is more like straight up, like she's still, like she's not obviously like making herself into a robot, but she gets to play in one. So I'm wondering if there's also aspects of it where you just kind of set it on like an auto mode and like send it out and it'll just fight for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be cool. And then the other one that we haven't talked about, you can use the creatures in the world as like your kind of companion pet. So as someone that likes to play Rangers in D&D, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It'll be interesting. We've talked about it a lot.
I'm so
I think people
excited.
are well aware. Do we have a release date in that announcement?
Yeah. I think it's coming out this September. Sorry. I had it. It's probably up there.
Yeah, because I don't think we've mentioned that to this point. But yeah, I do think it's coming out relatively soon. So
this year at least.
Yeah, so everybody will be able to get their hands on it pretty quickly.
I think that these like a lot of the hands-on came out earlier in May, but we just haven't gotten to talk about it too. So I'm glad that we're talking about it today. September 13th, 2019.
Yeah.
Goodbye, world.
Yep. Yeah. So that's when that game will come out. Hopefully we're going to keep our fingers crossed that nothing gets delayed or anything.
Right.
But yeah, so it should be out pretty soon. Everybody can get their hands on that DLC for Borderlands 2.
Yeah, boy.
That covers the gap.
It is free.
It's free. Yeah,
you have
so
no
definitely
reason to not play it besides you're busy, but fuck your responsibilities.
Right. So definitely we should check that out. Everybody should check that out and get ready for Borderlands 3. And then when Borderlands 3 comes out, we'll talk about it in nauseam and probably do a giveaway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So what else?
Do you want to talk about Outer Worlds?
Yeah, Outer World. Yeah. I mean, we don't know much about it, but it does look pretty good. I mean, I
haven't gotten to really look at it very much.
Yeah, so it's in the edge of the universe or the galaxy or whatever, the frontier space, and we're talking like, imagine the legit future, like 2,000 years from now, and people are expanding, right? And this is just sort of like one of those colonies out there.
Yeah.
And you wake up in one of these colonies and deal with regular misadventure.
And it's done by Obsidian.
Yeah, so it's Obsidian Entertainment is pushing it. I know 2K's working on it, I think, with them.
Right, which they've come out with a couple of Fallout games and Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Yeah, so yeah, you look at this, the style's very Fallout.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking when I saw it.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun game to play. And it's like, this is one of those, like, we're talking a lot about games here that are like, oh, number 3 in the series, Borderlands 3, right? Or continuing this story or adding to that.
Halo, Pokemon.
Yeah, here's something new that I think actually stands a chance of, like, I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 is new.
Yes.
So, but this is also new and will also stand a chance of getting some traction.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's October 25th, 2019 it's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't know much, like I said, we don't know much about it, I think, past when it's coming out.
Right, and the trailer that we've gotten.
Yeah, the basic idea of it, but yeah, we'll see what it's like, and I think I'm excited for it being a pretty fun game.
Yeah, it seems like you get to play, like, you have, like, your 6 main character stats, which seem to be very similar to Dungeons & Dragons. So it's like strength, dexterity, intelligence, perception, charm, and temperament. You get to really... There's a lot of like science weapons. So I'm wondering if it's going to almost be something similar to kind of the different weapons in Borderlands that you can play that have like acid damage and electric damage and things like that, freeze damage.
Well, like...
And I'm wondering how scientific it is, or like, because I'm almost thinking like Big Hero 6, I forgot what the character's name, but she can like do science on this gun and shoot it.
Well, yeah, so you should play Fallout.
I should. I have never played Fallout.
Yeah, and then I think it'll make perfect sense. But it's gonna be a lot like Fallout.
Okay.
Just in space, basically.
Space.
Yeah. So, and like Fallout takes the like course of like an alternate reality where nuclear power kind of set off more important than non-nuclear power in our society, and then takes it into the future kind of thing. I think this is more like on our current timeline, but in the future, science, blah, blah, blah. So
blah, blah.
They're both sort of realistic, but, Fallout's on a completely different timeline. So one thing I wanted to mention before because we mentioned the Star Wars Lego saga, and I meant to kind of tie this in, and I forgot.
Sorry.
But EA, right? Not a whole lot came from EA that we're super excited to talk about. All the NBA games, NFL games,
but
blah, blah, blah.
we are excited for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
But we talked about it already, right?
Yes.
We talked about what it's going to be like. We talked about the gameplay and stuff like that. But new update to Jedi the Fallen Order. They're going to have some DLC that you're going to have to pay for. And loot boxes and stuff.
Supposedly not to the extent of what, like, Battlefront 2 or whatever it was.
Yeah, and they had said that, oh, no, we're not going to do it. We learned our lesson, but here we are again.
I mean,
with some stuff.
It's standard now.
Right.
To do it.
But it's a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, hopefully they only fuck us in the ass a little bit and not a lot of it. Yeah. But we shall see. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Because Star Wars, right? But
right.
Yeah, but that was pretty much it from EA. Like I said, a lot of Madden and all those games. And I think you said it last time. Like those are just a given. Like we know they're coming out.
We're never really excited
2020,
about those.
2021, 22,
they're fun to play,
23.
but we know that.
Yeah, they're coming. Out. Yeah, they're gonna have the new players. Great. Okay. What else?
Right. Exactly.
So. But yeah, anyways, that was pretty much it on that.
What's
okay.
next?
Bethesda.
Yeah.
So one thing, since we talked about Fallout a little bit, I'll jump to that. Fallout 76 is going to get a update as an expansion. So, I mean, Fallout 76 had a bad rap.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten anything good publicity-wise from it. But supposedly it's going to be better with these like expansions and updates.
I didn't see much about the update, and I'm not sure that I'm super interested because I didn't play Fallout 76 yet.
No.
But if this comes out and is well received and people, I'm not certain people liked Fallout 4, right? Was the last one, right? When it first came out. People were kind of, I like New Vegas, blah, blah, blah. I played it, that's what I'm saying. I played it years later after it came out, right? After all the updates were out and stuff, and it was super fun. I think people really enjoyed it then. So maybe 76 just sort of hit some bumpy roads at the beginning, and they're fixing stuff with DLC and updates, and, maybe it'll be good. So I'm going to keep my eyes open, ears to the ground, kind of waiting to see how that comes out, because I'd love to play 76, because I really did enjoy 4, New Vegas, all those old games. So I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. On top of that, Bethesda, though, I mean, nothing new in the world of Elder Scrolls.
Right, which we knew.
Yeah.
But
Doom.
Yeah, Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Is looking really good.
Yep, next game. So Doom kind of came back. I mean, everybody knows Doom is a super old game.
Yeah.
I remember when I built my first computer way back in the day, and I got like Doom 3 or something. I can't remember which one it was, but and then I got like surround sound. I was playing in the dark, and it's super crazy. But they redid Doom a couple years ago.
2016, yeah.
Yeah, and they made it on all your favorite platforms and stuff like that. As always, you're fighting all these like demon hellspawn monsters. In the old game and in the new one, Doom Eternal, it's the same thing. You are just the demon slayer. And it's your job to go out there and kill everything from running around little normal demon weirdos to giant big fat blob dudes with flamethrowers on them that I'm looking at here. Right. big demons, small demons.
Yeah. Supposedly it's very adrenaline pumping, just like the original. The soundtrack is so like pretty cool. It's heavy metal, and that's always fun to play with. Yeah,
because they got some hands-on time, I think, with it as well. Yeah.
E3.
So, people played it just like they were able to play Borderlands, like, all those other games at E3. Yeah. So we're going to get a good picture on what it's actually like. But Doom is Doom. There's nothing complicated. Probably some new guns, updates to the graphics. Yeah. Doom is best played with surround sound in the dark, too.
It's spooky.
Yeah. Like, I remember, like, you could sit there and, like, you hear, like, the back right speaker, you hear a little noise, and you're like, flip around, you're like, what the fuck? And it's not there anymore, and all of a sudden it's coming from the back left speaker, and you're like, what the fuck? Right? And you're jumping around, and like your ammo's running low.
You're like, fuck, I'm dead.
You're like, okay.
This is the end.
So it's super, super fun. But yeah, that's coming out. What else? Bethesda announced some Wolfenstein stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a popular game.
I have not, I'm honest. I played part of the Elder Scrolls series, but I haven't actually played very many Bethesda games, so I'm coming in blind on these.
Yeah, well, but
Wolfenstein people loved.
Right, that's what I was saying. It's like that one is like there hasn't been like a whole lot of stuff recently for Wolfenstein. It's sort of like they're coming back with an older stuff. Yeah, people love the story, fun little game to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see that coming back.
Yeah.
Anything else for Bethesda?
I don't think anything else for Bethesda, but we can head on over to Square Enix.
Yeah, which we talked about already, what they were going to do. No new games, just remakes.
Yeah, and remastering. And it does seem like...
And there's a lot of remakes and remastering, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm saying of stuff we're interested in.
Yeah, what we wanted out of this was big, so... that's what we're going to focus on. And the first one being Final Fantasy VII Remake. We got a whole
bunch of stuff on it,
Yeah. And I'm going to have a full comprehensive, like, what we liked, what we didn't like, or what I liked, what I didn't like, coming out on the blog this upcoming week. So you can give that a check out and let me know if you're like, you think I'm wrong, you think I'm right.
So one thing I know about it is, like, the story's going to be intact, right?
Yes.
They didn't alter the story.
No, they didn't alter the story. However, it's going to be much more.
Right.
So, because, I mean, there's only so much you can do with cutscenes and then also with, like, text boxes that come up. That's how this game played out. Like, you had little responses that you can make and they came up in text boxes. This is going to be so much more than that. And one of the examples is you see Jessie at the beginning of the game, and she talks, they were saying in the first 30 minutes of the game, she talks more in those 30 minutes than she did in the entire original game. You never got really any words from her. So that is just an example of how it is.
They're going to add to the game. And you know what? Like, I won't be surprised if they add even more down the road, too, in this new DLC world, right? So, but yeah, this game is now, like, going to be a cornerstone game. Guess what, too? Only coming out on the PS4.
Right. And
no
here's the
Xbox.
other thing. Only the first part of the story is coming out on March 3rd, 2020. The second disc.
Are they splitting it up just into two?
They've split it up into two.
Because there were like 4 discs.
I know.
Out,
yeah,
so,
and they're on like Blu-ray discs too. So they're like heavy hitting. That's a lot on one disc and then a lot on the other disc. There is no definitive timeline for that second disc. We don't know
that's actually not great because Blu-ray discs can fit the data. I don't think it's because they had to split up the data. It's because they haven't finished.
I think it's because they haven't finished.
Yeah, which is not great because how many years did it take them to finish the first half?
Right, a really long.
I'm not waiting 10 years for part 2 of this.
I'll wait. Baby, I will wait for you. And baby, I will wait for you. I mean Tifa. Tifa looks so goddamn good. I will wait for her forever.
Yeah. All the graphics look really good for all the characters and stuff, of course. Yeah, gameplay looks good. Like, it's going to be, our classic turn-based.
It's not turn-based, though.
It is turn-based.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's that timer turn-based. Yeah.
Okay, well...
Which is what it was in Final Fantasy VII.
No, in Final Fantasy VII, you picked a thing, it did the thing.
Yeah, but there was a little timer, right? And then your attack would come, and you could speed up your timer.
Final Fantasy 15. Like, because Final Fantasy 15 wasn't like that. It was just like a hack, like...
I thought, well, yeah, maybe they didn't have timers. I thought it was going to be, it's going to be more like, I don't remember which Final Fantasy, like 13 maybe, right?
No, I thought it was more, yeah, which I would like, but I'm
which
pretty
is
sure
turn-based.
it's just like Final Fantasy 15, which isn't turn-based.
Yeah, I got to look at it again. But from what I saw, there's like timers coming through, right?
Yeah,
so it's like the same thing, because like Final Fantasy VII was very 2D in its turn-based. But it was turn-based, right?
Yeah, and I would love for turn-based.
8 was turn-based, 9 was turn-based. They're all turn-based, but everybody had different speeds, right? So somebody's turns happens faster or whatever, and there's like a turn order.
Yeah. I think it's like Final Fantasy 15 and like in Kingdom Hearts, where you're just kind of hack.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I saw that it was going to be, the timer, turn-based. Like, everything's going to be 3D, of course. You're going to be in it. So this is how I imagine. I hope it is. You're 3D, you're kind of in it, you got your characters, but there's still that timer going. You make your moves, you can move them around and stuff like that or whatever in between, but until the timer ticks off, But we shall see how that actually plays out. No, they're going to be action-based instead of command-based.
Right. So I was right?
Well, they don't really, like, it's not turn-based, but it's not the same as 15.
It could be where, I don't really know. Like, I think you get to play as each person because you get to command Tifa to do, like, somersault and Barrett to do, like, his attacks.
And that's the problem with 15 and with Kingdom Hearts, right? You can only control one person.
Right. But in this game, you have to be able to control each of them. Right,
exactly. Or else it's just way off base. And that's what they say. They're saying that you can control everybody. But they did say that it's not command based anymore, which I guess is what they would refer to as turn based.
Right.
But it's action based. But if that's the case and you can control everybody, I'm thinking it's like more like you can toggle who you're in control of at the time. Right. Like there's still going to be that sort of like they're just doing their own thing. Turns are happening and like going through everybody's speeds, kind of keeping track in the background. And you're going to be able to switch to a person and say, okay, I want you to attack. Doesn't mean they're going to attack right away, right? There's still like a sort of turn order to it.
Yeah.
Which is what I think, like, so that reminds me most of like, it's going to be like Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 13, but you get to move your characters around in like a more 3D world.
Make it, more strategic.
Yeah.
Kind of how you're hitting stuff. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. But either way.
Yeah.
They are changing it, yeah.
Yeah. Some other stuff that we got to see, though, was... So, Cloud has his sword on his back. I forgot what his sword is called. You know it.
The Buster Sword.
Buster Sword, thank you. On his back. And you get to see materia in it. So, that's kind of cool. So, excited about that. Like I said, we saw Tifa. She looks amazing. We saw Sephiroth. Also looks amazing. The internet is thirsty as hell. So that's going to be super exciting. And yeah, I'm just so fucking pumped. I do care that the game is being split up into 2 and we don't know when that second section is even coming out. But I am just like so pumped that I'm more pumped than I am disappointed.
Yeah. And are they going to charge us like $60 for each section?
Probably.
Yeah.
There is like a $400 version where you get like the super dope like Cloud on his bike statue.
Yeah.
That I really want.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, this is crazy. But yeah, on top of that, they officially announced the Final Fantasy VIII remastered, right?
Yes. And a lot of people were really frustrated because they're like, it doesn't even look that good. But it's like, compared to how it looked before.
Yeah, that's like remastered versions are just like slightly better, guys.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort to go in and
sure.
grab those graphics, improve them without changing anything else, right?
Right, exactly.
So Yeah, and like we've now seen remastered versions of like 10, 9. 7 was remastered a while ago, right? So that happened. 8 now is going to put like a cap kind of on that. So, good. Like,
right.
Let's get that officially out. Now, did they say when that's going to actually hit, though?
Sometime in 2019, and it's going to be on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
Yeah.
So, excited about all those because I am going to...
Yeah, because you like 8, yeah.
Yeah, I love 8, so I'm going to go back and replay that as soon as it comes out.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, the remasters are just fun to, like, go back and replay those stories or whatever, right? So, but yeah, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered official will be pretty nice. Yeah, no, this looks super good. I think people are full of shit.
I know. Well, I think, like, so when you see how great Final Fantasy VII looks, they're like, why can't it look like that? And it's like, because that took them 10 years.
Yeah, that's like completely redone, yeah.
Yeah, and this it looks really good. And for a game that came out, I want to say, like, what was it, like 20 years ago at this point? Like, yeah. It looks great. I love it.
Oh, wait, did you say it's coming out on the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, this would be... I think these games would be super fun to play on the Switch.
They would be really great to play on the Switch. I think we should get, like, Final Fantasy IX on the Switch, because I think that recently came out. I want that on the Switch.
Cool.
I want to play Final Fantasy X and X-2, though, on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, another one I saw,
Those are my
Trials of Mana, which is the collection of Mana games, which are based off the Final Fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
Those games were super fun on like PlayStation back in the day. Are coming to the Switch too. So speaking of Switch stuff.
Yeah.
Getting more out on the Switch. And those games are going to be just, little fun. The graphics will be more simple. Like basic little, fun games to play on the Switch.
Yeah. We're in like the final section of our podcast. Let's just kind of like speed run through some other announcements that we're kind of excited about and get this shit done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Panzer Dragoon was a game that I remember came out many moons ago that I thought was super dope. Is getting remade for the Nintendo Switch as well.
Fun.
To kick that off.
Yeah.
Lots of Sega Genesis mini console games. So that was a Sega announcement.
Yeah.
The mini games are going to come, like a lot of those, like Earthworm Jim, Sonic 1 and 2. Just, classic games.
Earthworm Jim. That was a fun game. And Sonic the Hedgehog. I played that a lot.
Yep. So those will be pretty dope.
Yeah. We kind of skipped over Ubisoft, but that's because a lot of the stuff was kind of cool, and we're excited about it. We're excited about Mythic Quest. That's the new Rob
TV show.
Yeah. Like from the people that brought you Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So we love that show. So we're excited. We're gonna watch it. We want to know more about it.
And there's some other stuff there too. Gods and Monsters looks pretty fun.
Looks good. Ghost Recon looked good.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We haven't played that, but that's getting an update.
Yeah, we should totally
seems like something we should maybe play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
For Honor looked really good. Yeah. So all those games look good. We just we don't really have very much stake in it. A lot of people are excited for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So.
Yeah.
We like playing those games a lot.
Well, every once in a while. Like I try to buy every 10th version of those games that come out because they're all basically the same
game. I think all these anime based games that are just fighting tournament games, they're all the same.
They're all the same, yeah. It's just kind of fun to play as those characters or whatever, pull off the moves, do the stuff. But you can kind of skip them a lot of times.
What's that one game where you could play literally any anime character ever?
Well,
you could play Naruto and you could play...
that's getting advertised to us. I don't know what it is, but it's advertised to us on Xbox.
Because you could play that... You could play Naruto versus Vegeta or
you can do a lot of the One Piece
Luffy,
characters too, and the newer
Luffy
ones.
Luffy is the big one too.
So you can play as Ace and people like that too. Ace. You can play as Whitebeard, I think, Blackbeard and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what about some other people?
Some other games.
The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be kind of cool. A lot of people have. Talked about that, and Mass Entertainment is bringing that out. That's a local gaming company for us. So.
Yeah.
I will talk about
Empire of
briefly,
Sin.
even though it's not on here, is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is coming out, and that's actually based in Seattle. And a lot of people are like just so hyped about it. Like I remember I saw like Jessica Chobot on Twitter was like just so excited for that game. So I think it'd be cool. It's a cult classic, the series is, and like people will follow it to the ends of the earth. So I'd like to see how they think this next one is gonna be. And I would also like to potentially play it. I'd also like to play Vampire the Bloodlines, the tabletop game too, because that looks really cool.
Oh yeah, is that what it's based on? Yeah.
I think maybe the tabletop game is based on the video game, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's pretty much it for me though.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly excited for what's coming out on Xbox, what's coming out on Nintendo, and all the Final Fantasy goodies, as you can see, and Borderlands, but that is an obvious. I don't have to talk about that anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I had something that I remember happened. And this is more sad news than our podcast with, but one of the creators of Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, died.
Is he the one that was murdered?
I don't know. I think he may have died of like cancer or something.
Oh.
I don't know much about it, but I know that so we obviously want to play Horizon Zero Dawn. I just, as a closing note, I wonder what that does to any potential sequels in that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
So, just something I just remembered off the top of my head as we close. So, check us out on all your social media platforms.
And this week on the social media platforms, I'm going to have a post on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram calling for questions for a Q&A episode, which is going to be episode 25. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to do a Q&A episode. So get your questions in early. We're going to prioritize patrons, and then any other question after that is really first come, first serve, whatever we feel like answering.
Yep.
So check those out. I'm going to post those the day that this episode comes out. So go find them.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Are we still doing a t-shirt contest?
Yes, we are still doing the t-shirt
contest. We're
contest.
still doing the t-shirt. It's still happening every week.
Yep, we're just going to do like we said.
Yes. So the t-shirt contest, you can also find that on our social media pages. And to be entered into that, you have to follow us. You have to like our shit, comment our shit, share our shit our shit.
Yes. All those things, interact with us, and get entered to win a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
You can follow me on all those social media platforms at Jesse, JESSECO_OP.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Raven_Coop or Co-op. You can find me every Thursday until the end of July on twitch.tv/Graticus at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Come watch me play Dungeons and Dragons with some amazing people. And yeah.
That's it.
Okay, bye.